Hello and welcome back. Today we've got another £200 worth of 10p's to have a hunt through, looking for the alphabet 10p's. As you can tell, we've got a bag of seal bags. We've got a bag of bag bags, so we can see what ends up being luckier. So what are we looking for then? Well, we are looking for the alphabet 10p's. 2018, we're doing a lot better. We only have D, G. We've got a whole panel there. R and T to get. And then we finished our first ever book, which has taken a long time, but we're slowly getting there. 2019, however, we have only got E, G, J, L, M, O, R, U, and V. So some more 2019s would be good as well. But without further ado, we'll do the seal bags first. So let's jump into some questions then. I apologise if I sound a bit off. I think I'm going to I'm getting the start of a cold, so I might sound a little bit odd. But before we get into some questions, I just want to let you know again, next Saturday, so that's Saturday the 14th, I'm going to the Royal Mint to get the new Strike Your Own, the Snowman 50p. Bit disappointing it's the Snowman because we've had so many 50p's, but it's an awesome 50p, so I'm quite happy about that. So if you're in the area planning your Royal Mint tour to get the latest Strike Your Own, feel free to come on the 14th. I'm booked on the 1 o'clock tour. I'll be there hopefully from about midday, and I'll be hanging around after that as well. So if you want to come and say hi, do feel free to do that, and I might even come up on the Sunday morning as well for a bit of time. But it's been great meeting all you guys that have come up before, and like I said, if you're planning your trip, feel free to come and say hi. Oh wow, that was quick. First bag. A for Age of the North. Wowee. It's 2018. Woohoo! Well, hopefully that's a good sign of things to come. But we'll get into the questions then. So Adam Stevens says, have you ever lost a coin in your collection that you miss? I don't think so, no. There aren't any coins I can think of that I've lost. I guess the only one I kind of regret is there was a 2016 shield, which I didn't realise was before I was actually looking for the 2016 shields, or the NIFC years with the shields that a handful of viewers spotted in a very early video, and that was kind of gutting that I paid that back into circulation. I don't think I've found one since, but these things happen and it's a learning process. That was very early on in the channel as well, so I've learned from that and I do check them now. Kyle Scott says, if you had grandkids, what coin would you pass on to them? I have no idea. I don't have kids. I don't have grandkids. I'm a bit too young to be worrying about grandkids, I think. I guess when I pass, they would end up with everything, wouldn't they? That's not my problem. I'll be dead and buried by then. That Sharpie Gamer Lynn says, I ask you to predict how many questions you think you've answered over your countless Q&As. Man, wow. Oh crumbs. I'm in what, 50? It's over 50 Q&As now, isn't it? It's knocking for what, 60 Q&A videos now. I don't know. Hundreds, absolutely hundreds. How many unique questions I've answered, I don't know. That would be an interesting question to find. George Price says, what's your favourite sport out of all the Olympic ones? In terms of the design, it's got to be gymnastics. I think it's such an awesome design. It's just, again, it's quite a simple design, but equally it's a really neat design I really like. So that's my favourite. I think I like the basketball one because the whole texture in the background makes it look a bit like a basketball. I think that's neat. What else? I don't know. The fencing one's quite cool. I like the design of the fencing one. That's another one that I really like. To be fair, all the Olympics are awesome. Finding any Olympics nowadays is really good going. Oh, there we go. Another one. Wowee. V for Villages. What a stunner. 2019 as well. Ooh. Chuffed with that. Emily Patterson says, have you got any advice for young people when it comes to careers and jobs and stuff? Whew, wow. Well, the problem is that having been a young person myself at one point, I know that when people give you advice, that's not what you want to hear, really, is it? I mean, you look back in hindsight and think, oh, I wish I'd listened to that person, I wish I'd listened to that person. So I don't know. I would say the advice I always tell people is around with school and education is the harder you work in your education, the harder you work when you're younger, the less you will have to do in the future. So the better grades you get, the more you work on, I don't know, the skills and things in schools, and the easier you will find it in future life getting a job, getting a well-paid job. But I guess it's not so much about how successful you are, it's how happy you are. That's what's most important. There's no point being a millionaire if you're going to be miserable and hate everything. So my advice, my dad always said to me and my brother, he didn't matter how successful we were, whether we were millionaires or flipping burgers in McDonald's, as long as we were good people. I'd like to think that I've achieved that to some degree. But yeah, so it's not about how much you earn, what you do as a job. It's your contribution to society, I guess. If you can have a positive impact, whether that is on a small scale of helping one person, or running a massive charity fundraiser, for example, the impact you have, I guess. But in terms of careers and jobs, man, when I was younger in school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just I did business studies because it's very transferable sort of skills wise. I guess. I don't know. I just muddled my way through life and ended up where I am. So I guess, yeah, hard work, determination, be a nice person. I'm sure that's all things that many of you would aspire to do or be or are. I know I get lots of very kind and thoughtful comments from people, so I have every faith that those of you that leave those messages meet all those criteria anyway. But anyway, it's getting a bit hokey.
Oh, we got a 2018. Woohoo! We got another one. 3 in the same sealed bag. Wowie. The letter U. It's a stunning one as well. Well, I'm chuffed with that. Well, these bags better be good as well to try and keep up with this.
Sam B3214 says, how do you store and keep your coins safe? So I use the collector books to store the coins in whilst I'm doing the videos. They're good for sort of short to medium term, a few 3 to 5 years. But after that, I use coin flips. So I put them in their little. I'm trying to see if I've got any to hand. I don't. They're like, oh, there we go. That's one that's in a coin flip. So it's the coin. It's a little cardboard with a little mylar plastic insert, which is chemically inert, so it won't affect the coin. So I put them in there, and then I have these awesome. They're like A4. They're like the size of an A4 piece of paper. They're just about deep enough that the coin flips sit snugly in there, and they can. And it's quite lucky that they're all. You can get 5 or 6 rows of coins in the coin flips in it, and it fills it up quite nicely. So that's what I keep them in. Prior to that, I keep them in. I've got these little tubs I keep all my spares in, so they go first into those tubs. When they start getting full up, I sort them into coin bags and I put them in a chest, and then eventually I put them into coin flips and put them in my wider collection. So that's what I do. Harry is Human says, hi, I love your videos. Do you have any old coins over 85 years old? Yeah, I've got a fair few coins that are over 85 years old. I'm trying to think what year that would make it. Early 1900s. Yeah, I've got a fair few. So they're some of the coolest coins that I found, because it's not only are they really, really old, but it's the hands they might have passed through, the history, the moments in time that they have endured or been present at, which is really, really neat. So I've had some of my favourite coins that I found in the world hunts, where I had a whole string of sort of these French mid 1800s. I think they're centimes. I can't remember what the denomination was. I think it was like 10, 50 centimes. And although I found lots and lots of French coins in the world hunts, those were exceptionally cool, just because of the history that they would have been through, I guess. Francesca Tarallo says, hi Chris, who's reading the comments whilst enjoying this amazing video? Thank you. Doesn't get your jokes asks, what's your favourite video game? If you don't have one, what's your favourite singer, musician? It's video games is a tough one. I don't play many video games anymore. I used to be obsessed. I used to play RuneScape was my game of choice. I played that for absolutely hours. I dread to think how long I played that for. But it's time factor. Obviously, I work full time. I do these videos as well. And other than that, I'll spend time on my Discord server chatting to people. So I don't really have much time. I played a bit of 7 Days to Die with a good friend of mine who's recently set up a server, and we play that every couple of weeks or so. I'll spend an evening playing a game with him. But yeah, it used to be, computer game used to be like the pillar stone of my day. I mean, I was quite excited for the new Star Wars game, Fallen Order, but I have opinions on EA that are a bit negative, so I'm not quite sure. I've been reading reviews and information about it, and I'm thinking maybe I could buy it, but I don't know. I think EA have had enough of my money in the past. So anyway, I'm gonna go off my soapbox. In terms of favourite singer, musician, my favourite singer is Dean Martin. I like that old-fashioned sort of crooning music. I think it's quite relaxing and chilled out. In terms of bands, I like Queen. I like David Bowie as well. He's another singer I really like. But like the crooners like Frank Sinatra and Nat King Cole and Andy Williams. That's probably my favourite music to listen to. Scotty says, hey Christopher, future Q&A, if you could have any full collection of coins, what would it be? In terms of a collection I don't have, I'd probably have to go with State Quarters and Park. Well, actually, I think the majority of them were sent to the PO box recently, very kindly. I don't know. I think it's not so much particular sets I want. It's countries that I've never had before. It's quite exciting finding a country or a coin from a country I've never had before, or I'm trying to think, denominations, designs, especially countries that no longer exist. They're pretty neat as well. Coins from there. Kyle Scott says, hi, are you Chris or a Christopher? So my preference is Christopher. I've always been a Christopher. It doesn't faze me in as much that I will correct people for calling me Chris, but it's one of those names, Christopher, it's one of those names that people automatically shorten down to Chris. It's like Benjamin. People are automatically, oh, what's your name? Oh, Benjamin. Oh, hi Ben. It's like, that's not what I said. But again, it doesn't faze me enough that I will sit here and moan and groan and correct you. But definitely, if you want a positive response from me, lead with Christopher. Football Twins says, how did collecting coins inspire you? Number one YouTuber. Thank you. How did collecting coins inspire me? Well, I've collected coins on and off since I was a kid, and I just started making the videos because I was watching a bunch of American coin hunters, and I thought this is quite neat. I wonder who's doing it sort of in the UK. So you had Absolute Coins, you had UK Coin Hunt, UK Coin Hunter under a different name at the time, and I thought this looks like good fun, and I was hunting through coins anyway, so I thought I'd make some videos, and here we are, almost 2 years later, still doing it. But very much the response to the videos, the comments, the messages, the people that come over to the Discord and have a chat, the people I've got to know through it, that definitely inspires me to carry on and keep going on and doing it. So the people that come to the Royal Mint, for example, to say hi, it absolutely does make my day. So if I know, I've said it countless times, if I'm having a bit of a rubbish day, like today I'm not feeling particularly well, if I know I can grab my phone, check through the comments, and there'll be a whole bunch of really nice positive messages that you guys have sent in. There's the odd person that needs to get back under their bridge, but you can just disregard them. But no, it's a lovely little community as well, and massive props to the other guys that make the videos as well. As a whole really neat sort of, and we're getting to be quite a close-knit community as well, all the other coin tubers. So I've got to know a whole bunch of them over the last, 5-6 months, and I've been privileged enough to be on their channels. They've been on my channels, with a whole bunch of us we all talk quite regularly, and there's that real community feel, and I think that's really nice. And I think we're very lucky in that we have such positive people making these videos. Generally speaking, obviously there's always going to be a couple of rogues, but we shan't mention them. Jamie Owen says, what's your favourite territory 50p? I always liked the Lockton Ram. Lockton, I think it's Lockton. I've always mispronounced this. It's an Isle of Man 50p and it's absolutely stunning. I think it's really, really cool. But recently I found the Falkland Islands Penguins penny. So in my attempt to break a world record in coin collecting, I have started collecting pennies from the year 2000. And I found a fair few territories in the pennies actually, which surprised me how many I've actually found. But the penguin one is really, really cool. I think I found it in my last world record update video that went out early this month. So do go and check that out. Callum Godby says, how many coins roughly have you got in your collection? It's tough to say because it's not something I track too closely. Obviously the world coins I do track, but in terms of my UK coins, I've got lots of UK coins I haven't logged on Numista. I haven't put into my wider collection yet because it's just so time consuming and I don't have a lot of time at the moment to do things like that. But I think it's over 4,000 coins on my Numista at the moment, and there must be a good 1,000 or so, maybe even 2,000 to be added just in terms of coins. That doesn't include my pennies for the world record attempt as well, which is an absolutely phenomenal amount that it's rocketed up to in the last 3 months that I've been doing it for. Callum Goby also says, I've got 5,000 and counting. Give me a shout out please from Lord Goby. There you go. And that's all the questions that I've got left from whatever giveaway this was. I think it was my London Mint office, the D-Day 75th anniversary. So massive thank you for all of your comments, and I'll be moving on to the next giveaway's worth of comments very, very shortly. So as I said at the start of the video, if you're planning to go to the Royal Mint, do let me know in advance as well if you can. It'd be great to know who's turning up to come and say hi. But if not, do feel free to come and say hi. I've had times in the past where people have come to see me and then haven't wanted to say hi or felt a bit shy or whatever it happens to be. Do come and say hi. I'm more than happy to have a chat with anyone that wants to have a chat, and if you're too nervous to come up and say hello to me, give me a wave and I'll come over, don't you worry. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Can't wait to get the new striker ready, even if it is another 50p, but I would imagine they're going to change it again in January, so dates for the January Royal Mint trip will be out fairly soon as well. So if you want to come along to that, I will see you there as well, and all that leaves me to do is get back to the coins.
Well, there we go. The seal bag did a lot better. We got that to A, V and U. We also got the Siege of Gibraltar, some Guernsey tomatoes and a Jersey 10 pence as well, which is quite neat. The letter V was a 2019. The U and the A were 2018s. I don't think any of them are new. No, unfortunately not. But to get 3 in one bag was pretty extraordinary, so I'm pretty chuffed with that. And all that leaves me to do is thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.